Germany needed something from this game, in all likelihood to stay alive, and they got it. Group E, Spain won, Germany won. The only match of the World Cup group stages between two former world champions. Niklas Füllkrug should be a fine starting nine, in my opinion. He looked very potent when he came on. He got the goal. He played better than Müller up top, I thought, and he's performing at a much higher level, and he's doing better than Kai Havertz did against Japan in the previous game. And I think really that's what most teams need, a player with a very technical passé up front. A striker, a real number 9, not even necessarily a world-class one, just one that is good in that position. And that's the thing with modern football that has become, I think, preoccupied with very diminutive attacking midfielders in mind in every position, that coaches have basically forgotten why actual strikers exist in the first place and why you need them. And not even necessarily very good ones, but just ones that are good enough to allow your massive army of diminutive technical attacking midfielders to flourish. A lot of teams in the World Cup, to be honest, I think are trying to play without a proper striker, and it's really showing. Füllkrug completely changed the complexion of this game. There are questions whether or not he could replicate someone like Müller, who is incredibly important against the ball in terms of pressing, but I think Füllkrug could do a fine job at that. Because of that, I would not mind seeing Füllkrug get a nod to start in the next game. Another player I want to mention, Leroy Sané. I think his ability to play key passes is often overlooked by a lot of people. He's not the most clinical finisher, but it's not necessarily a result of being oriented in his dribbling. So people tend to view Sané as like a fast winger, if you get what I'm saying, who scores great goals from time to time, but he played at least 2 absolutely deadly passes today, and one of which led to a goal, the other of which led to Musiala being one-on-one with Unai Simon. And I think Germany did really well at the end. They almost snatched it late on. That great counterattack, everything, the build-up was perfect, just the finishing. He couldn't skirt around Unai Simon to slot that home to give Germany the 2-1 victory. Germany are very, very dangerous in transition. And I don't particularly remember very many teams who are capable of pressing that high against this Spanish team without getting caught out, since we know Spain likes to hoard possession the way they do. Sure, Spain did play a few times through Germany and found some space, but that's to be expected. But Germany also stole the ball in position several times that put them in good position to transition and go on the break. And that's a real credit, I think, to Germany's pressing. It really, really is. And if Germany can play like this, like they did the last 30 minutes of this match, I think they can beat any team they come up against. But it's going to be hard to get a consistent string of performances like this going, which is what Germany has suffered with in the last few years. And that which Flick is trying to fix, but he might not have enough time for this tournament. Regarding Spain, I think Spain's biggest weakness is themselves. They kind of live and die by that very smooth, fast passing from the back. And it would be very fascinating to see how they do against a team that is a bit more clinical and will punish them when they slip up. It's really much so. It's a give and take. They like to take a lot of risks in the build-up, but when they manage to play out of pressure, they also create a lot of space higher up the pitch, and we saw a lot of examples of that today. And I think Germany's pressing was borderline world-class this evening. I thought the build-up to Alvaro Morata's goal was great. Jordi Alba with the nice assist. It looked like they were going to run away with 6 points here. But this game was a bit of a lesson for Spain, though, because against the best teams, they need to be even better playing out from the back. Even though Brazil and France, for example, may have better individual attackers than Germany, I don't think either of them will press as good as Germany did today. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. But Germany's pressing was immense. I can't understate that. It was a type of intensity that you would see at club level, and it should give Luis Enrique time to work out a way to beat the press more consistently next time. Koke was a bit of a sub. Carvajal as well. I feel like Nico Williams stopped a few of like Spain's counters, kind of limited them there in that regard. But I think a draw was the right result. Both sides had their chances. They didn't take them in the end to go ahead and win this game. There were times where Spain did not feel that dangerous in the second half, apart from the goal, and arguably maybe lucky to get something from this game, and Germany not mounting the comeback. And lastly, what I'll say is that towards the end of the game, it looked like Dani Olmo was a little bit tired towards the end. He ruined, I think, 2 or 3 decent chances for Spain by trying to like exact same close dribble, which was a little bit selfish in my view. But he could have just been tired by the game's climax. Very interesting final matchup poised. Match day poised. Spain likely going to go for the win against Japan. They have to on 4 points. Nothing is safe. Germany, they have to beat Costa Rica to have a chance to come out. They have to. And they don't fully control their own destiny because they need Japan to not beat Spain.